Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.
Hey, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Welcome to Saturday Night Dialogues. It is February the 8th, 2025. And tonight's call. Get your popcorn ready. It's going to be a jam-packed call. We are going to show you how the Vietnamese dong via XRP is preparing although the dong is already international, their rate, it is anticipated that their rate will be higher than the Iraqi dinar. Nope, don't ask what the rate will be. And so then also we're going to show you on Iraq. We're going to show you how Iraq is connecting or has connected with XRP, and they are moving to expand internationally. We're going to show you, as always, with receipts. Then we're going to show you how XRP will trigger the RV, and also how under the leadership of President Trump and his new administration, how it's happening. These are things that, when it comes to digital assets, that Goldilocks has been sharing with us, telling us what was needed for the RV to happen over the last 5 years. Over 1,900 receipts, 1,900 posts by Goldilocks on digital assets going back 5 years ago, letting us know this is what was needed for the RV to occur. Then we have a surprise for you. That surprise is going to be about Yellow Dragon bonds. We're going to show you some information on those as well. Before that, let's jump into some prayer, quick announcements, and then we have some amazing stories. I don't like to call them stories. Updates, bank appointments, wealth manager appointments from our members who many of you have been hearing from every single week. Member after member, new, some with new updates, but are not new members. They've had their second, third, fourth, fifth meetings, follow-ups, and now they have more. So let's jump into some prayer. Father God, thank you, as always, for allowing us to be here in your presence. We ask that you cover several of our members who are suffering from physical affliction and health issues. We ask that you cover the bereaved family of CNL's mom, whose father passed away. We ask that you, Father, give folks the spirit of discernment to understand and receive what it is that we're going to share with them tonight about their investment. We ask that you allow them to open their hearts and open their minds so that they can see the light, although they have been truly in the midst of darkness throughout this journey. We are grateful that we are all here. We are grateful for this amazing blessing that you are bestowing upon us. And we ask that you allow everyone to have the minds and the hearts to also be great stewards with their blessing. But we know that stewardship starts with understanding their investment first. We hope that we're able to give that to them tonight. And for this, we also pray in your precious name, Jesus' name, amen. Also, real quick, happy birthday to our amazing Amber, the queen of King Zachary. Happy birthday, Amber. We love you. We appreciate you. And we're going to get into those dragon bonds tonight just for you, Amber. So let's get into some quick announcements. Don't forget Goldilocks QFS Dialogues Room, Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's ground zero, where we break down Goldilocks articles. We also, via the tribe, Wiley, and myself, we bring forth the knowledge you need to establish relationships with your wealth managers and the banks that will exchange your currency. You're going to hear from some of these folks tonight. You've been hearing from some of these folks for quite some time, and so you're going to hear them tonight. All right. Then Dee's room, she drops gems in her room. If you want to be abreast of what's happening also in the global market, you can drop into Dee's room. And then the crypto finance room with Dave Rose Big Dog. Anything related to crypto, that's your room right there. Then, last but not least, Goldilocks Global Banking News, your daily podcast, touching on 15,000 subscribers right now, reaching thousands all over the world. Literally all over the world. We have members in our room from so many different countries that are tuned in, that come to the room during the day, when it's early day, our time, it's late evening, their time, whatever it may be. They drop in the middle of the night and catch up. We're just grateful that they are with us and on this journey. We have many members from other countries that are able to penetrate the banking systems in their countries that is not as easy as the U.S. financial markets, but we're grateful that they're doing it. The Goldilocks Global Banking News podcast every day. Folks, this is the Goldilocks Rooms. Every day we are realizing more and more this is the only place for the facts on the RVGCR with receipts. All right. Now let's get on into this. Like I said, and folks, for those folks, the members that are going to be sharing your updates, if we can be as brief as possible, please do so, because we have one more article than usual. We want to stay under the 2-hour limit. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to go to Ty first, my good brother Ty, and then we're going to come to you, Antonio, if you are here, and then the beautiful, amazing, newlywed Lady Unique. Ty, if you can raise your hand if you can. I think I just saw you, Ty. Okay. How you doing, young man?
I'm doing good.
Good. I'm going to give folks a quick summary breakdown of who you are. Ty, most folks know who you are by now, but just some folks that just don't know. Folks, this young man is the gentleman that he was lurking in the room. I'm going to try to make it as brief as possible. He was lurking in the room for a couple of months. Finally, he was taking notes and gathering himself, watching, lurking. He jumped out. He did his homework, established his relation. He did his homework on several wealth managers. He found one, a particular private wealth manager that is a private wealth manager for professional athletes. This firm has over $1 billion under management, and this firm only has 35 clients. And Ty will be, is a client of theirs now. He ended up having a meeting, a Zoom call, then a face-to-face, took his 3-year-old daughter. She got carved up. She got sugared up. She got rushed. She fell in love with the wealth manager. It was a good sign for Ty, knowing his baby girl with her intuition. Saw right through it. Long story short, this is what Ty shared. I'm going to get straight to it. This past week, a couple days ago. All right. He says, good morning. I set up my power of attorney with my wealth manager this morning. The meeting went well over Zoom. My mother was observant and quiet as expected. She even asked a question from Wiley's list just worded in a different way. Nonetheless, everything was smooth. Folks, this young man, 26 years old, very sharp, very intelligent, and he established such a strong relationship with this particular wealth manager. Also, what he shared last week or the week before is the wealth manager told Ty, that the wealth manager himself has foreign currency. He has foreign currency, the wealth manager, and prepared for the RV. The wealth manager, when the RV happens, the wealth manager is planning to retire, but he has someone that he's going to have come in place of him and will help manage Ty's wealth and the rest of his clients. Now, Ty has gotten so far so fast with this particular wealth manager, and he has established such a strong relationship that the wealth manager, he signed a power of attorney, which is an agreement to negotiate higher rates for Ty directly with the banks. Now, this can only happen, folks, based on a relationship. Ty's had probably 4 to 5 meetings with this particular wealth manager. Zoom call at first, face to face with his daughter, face to face, and then last one was Zoom with his mother. His relationship is so strong that the wealth manager agrees. See, only a fiduciary, a licensed fiduciary, such as a wealth manager, can negotiate higher rates. Now, I know all of you hearing this are going to want to all of a sudden get a higher rate. You all of a sudden want to go get a wealth manager, but you have no relationship. This young man did it textbook perfect. My good man, Ty.
Yes, sir.
You just keep hitting home runs, grand slams, slam dunks, touchdowns. What is going on? You signed a power of attorney for the wealth manager to officially now be responsible for exchanging your currency and negotiate your rates for you. Is that what we're talking about here?
Yes, sir.
How long was this meeting with your mom the other day? I think it was on a Wednesday.
Yeah, it was on Wednesday. I would say it was no longer than 30, 40 minutes.
You didn't waste no time. As a matter of fact, Wiley, if you can jump in here, because what I'm going to do, I don't want to waste too much time asking you questions. I want to get Wiley in here because I'm gonna sit back because we got a longer than usual call. So Wiley, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here for you.
Hey,
I just heard today that Ty's mom was asking for a referral to Ty's guy.
Oh,
no,
really?
I pulled your
You caught me off guard.
Yeah. No, Ty. I mean, congratulations. Do you realize that you're done? You are done, brother. You have nothing left to do because your exchange is already handled. Your exchange is in the books with this guy, and he's going to do the best for you. I mean, kiss the exchange fees, but goodbye. They're done. You know, this guy's doing it all for you. You're the only person I know of that's done that. And I know a lot of people invested in this. So kudos to you, Ty.
And I forgot
negotiating.
I forgot, Wiley, that when I was, talking about him, he also already set up his brokerage account with the wealth management firm for his currency.
Next question to see if he'd already got that stuff structured and all that. Ty,
so
had you guys already kind of gone through your 60, 30, 60, 90, what that's going to look like, what you anticipate first year, and from there, have you guys kind of got into that a bit, or have you kind of been doing that as you've been going?
I told him that I'm probably going to be calling him a lot just in case, as far as, because I don't want to be too aggressive and then not aggressive. If I see the money getting too low, I told him I told him the first half of the year might be kind of busy for us because I'm just trying to get a balance. Just get it balanced out.
You're trying to feel it out, understand where Ty's comfortable at. Okay. So you're kind of in the medium aggressive range where you said, I want to do some things, I want to move. Let me say how PR says. sexy and fast, right? So you want to see what's
Yeah,
out there, what's going, and then maybe let's reel it back a little bit if some things ain't quite performing. So that's
basically,
smart.
yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. And I always tell people it's always good to have the annuities on the low end, because some of the fast and sexy stuff you do at the high end, you may take a little bit of a loss, but boy, you have that guaranteed return on the slow stuff, which is the annuities, which give you almost a guaranteed return.
Yeah,
So sometimes it's good to kind of put those into your portfolio a little bit, just so you have a balance and you always got
yeah,
something kind of going on the smaller side.
yeah. We kind of agreed to put a portion of the money aside, just so I can have a monthly income, a guaranteed monthly income, and then
No, that's smart.
the rest of the money we can, pretty much play around with.
That's very smart. So is the money coming? So you're basically income you're generating from your assets you're putting under management, correct?
Yes.
Right, and that's what we call not touching the principal and playing with the
Mhm.
interest.
Yeah.
That's smart
Mhm.
banking.
And that's what
Mhm.
I had told him. I said I don't want to touch my gains. I just want to play with the interest. So he was
Now
like,
let me
okay.
ask you, because you've moved faster than anybody out the gate yet. What is that? Your fourth meeting I think you've had with him?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
we've had short conversations like over the phone and stuff. But as far as like discussing business, that was like the fourth meeting.
Yeah. Is he
Mm.
working to get you structured as far as private banking a little bit, and that trust you're looking for your kids and her kids, and on down from that as well? Have you talked about that a bit or structure that a bit, as well as
Oh
trying to
yeah,
put your structure together?
he's already referred to me a couple of different attorneys he knows. So
That's right, because he said
Mhm.
attorneys are expensive. Let's get this structured now and then just go to him once. I do remember you saying that. Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Good
yeah,
for you.
Mhm.
everything is it's going pretty smooth, honestly.
Hi, let me ask you, for somebody, and I'm not going to pick on your age here because I
Mhm.
know where you're at there. For somebody who's gone and done this, and I'm talking from back of the class, lurker in the back, listened to all the calls, took this, applied it for yourself. What would you say to somebody who's trying to elevate themselves to where you are? And I know you're kind of a faster, but that relationship has a big proponent of where you go in this and how that works. But what would you say has been the biggest advantage for you in the success
Mm.
you are today? And what would you tell somebody and how they could be successful to where you are? What's the key things you'd say?
I would say just knowing what you're getting yourself into, number one, and then also yeah, knowing your investment too, knowing your
Mhm.
investment,
Hmm.
and also just believing in yourself, trusting in yourself.
Absolutely. You've got to
Mhm.
have the self confidence to go out there and do this,
Yeah,
know the investment. Because, when I put those questions together, I put the five things that people need to know about their investment when they go talk to these wealth managers. That was, you want to know if they're a fiduciary. Do they have your best interest at heart? What's their experience? How long they've been doing it? It's not a deal breaker if they haven't been doing it forever. It's just, experience always counts for a little something. But you want to know the type of service, you want to know the fee structure, and you'd kind of like to know their investment approach, because not all of these are
yeah.
the same. But that's why I geared those questions how I did based upon those five things. So you, my man,
And you don't even have to really know what the questions mean. You ask them, they're gonna tell you. So
oh, they're going to break those down. Do you understand them very clearly? Will they not?
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. And those leveled the playing field for you pretty well with who you're with, did they?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
most definitely. And my
yeah.
mother, she asked the only question she asked was regarding client experience because my mom, she dealt with wealth managers because my grandfather left her, I think, some bonds or something that was a carrying interest. And
Okay.
with bonds, you have to go obviously to a wealth manager.
Yeah.
And so that's the only reason how she was dealing with wealth managers. But she kind of knew the game and stuff. She kind of knew what was going on.
he
Well, let me
just
ask you, Ty.
he
How
just,
how how proud was mom?
She was just kind of just looking at me and smiling.
Yeah, she's proud of you. If you don't know that, mom is proud of what you've got yourself into and where you've got yourself structured. Any
Yeah,
mom
Mhm.
would be.
And all he did was just explain his services and how I'm set up and what role she's gonna play, and that was it.
I love it.
Beautiful.
Freedom fighter, jump
Beautiful.
in here. That
Beautiful.
is one of the best stories I've heard, hands
I'm,
down, for a
t-
while.
I'm, tell- I'm telling you. And he just dropped a bomb. I don't think many people probably even caught it. He said you have to go to a wealth manager for your bonds.
Absolutely, you do.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to get on that later. But folks, he's talking about real bonds that have been left to his mother from his grandfather. That those are government bonds. We're going to get on bonds later. But not all bonds are created equal, folks. But the bonds he's referring to that his grandfather left for his mother, those are real. Your grandfather, was he in government?
Oh, yes, he was.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I needed to know. And I won't go any further, but I figured it.
Yes, sir.
Yep. So
I want to keep in touch with you a little bit, see how you do in the first year or so. But I'd also like to know just kind of how your experience went when you have somebody negotiate on your behalf and bring all your stuff forward for you, because it's going to be a lot different for you than it will everybody else. So
Oh, yes, of course.
kudos on that piece, but I'd love to hear that story on the other side.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Wiley, I think in about a year, Ty will own his own NBA basketball team.
I don't doubt it. I covered college theater for something, I'm telling you.
Right.
I don't doubt it.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Ty. And folks, don't forget, Ty has built and established he didn't go in with guru fufu. He didn't go in with guru breath because he didn't come programmed with the garbage that a lot of people come with. He came green, and look where he's at. He just followed what we shared with him. He did the work. He put in the effort, did his homework. And here he is. Congratulations, young man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. Let's go now to Mr. Methodical. I like to call him Mr. Methodical. Folks, you may or may not have heard of Mr. Methodical. Antonio. Very, very, very sharp as well. Ex-military, very strategic young man. I thought I saw you. If you can raise your hand, Antonio.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm here.
There you go. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well.
Man, we are so proud of you. You meditate before all of your appointments, right or wrong?
That's true.
And folks, this young man, he's been hanging around for a while. And I remember around October, maybe September, October of last year, he would pop into the room, say that, he's found a tier 1 bank. He's going to check it out. But that was it. Then he'll say he's going to check and see if they presently exchange foreign currency. But that'd be like a week later. And then he'll come back another week, say, okay, I'm going to meditate and see how this is going to go. And then another week will go by, and then he was very methodical. Fast forward to this week. He says, good evening, tribe. I finished my meeting with my banker and wealth manager. I have been added to the banker's notes for notification. Wealth manager has already presented me the accounts and will hold $10 million plus. He just dropped the mic on us and just left the room. I'm just kidding. Man, Antonio, what in the world? What happened? I mean, I remember back in September, October, was it that you began this process?
That's true. Well, I started out, just listening because, I was, a person first time rolling, a little first at him because you feel like you can't do it. So I like, well, let me sit back, let me gather myself, let me get my mind frame together, let me get my emotions, together and not push too fast, not move too quick. And let me play this out how I want it to play out. And that's what I did. I didn't try to push forward. I didn't try to do no reverse. I just took one step at a time and regurgitate a little bit information. Then I, mentally strategize and see how I want to present it. Then the next meeting come, instead of pushing all the questions and answers, I
Mm-hmm.
will put what I played in my mind and what I
Mm-hmm.
rehearsed, and that's how it played out.
Mm. I remember when I called you Mr. Methodical back in October. I saw you and I asked you if you recall. I says, "Are you ex-military?" And you were like, "Yes, sir." Because you move so strategically. You remind me a lot of you, like a quieter, reserved version of Wiley. He's ex-military. Matter of fact, Wiley, you want to jump in here?
Yeah, I'd like to break down what Antonio was saying there. He was like, let me listen to these two fools and see what they're saying if it's going to work. I'm going to sit back and watch them a little bit. Let's go from there.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah, I just summed that up for you, Antonio. Yeah. Yeah, I love it. From lurker to locked in and ready. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he just goes to him. He's a 10M plus client. I mean, that's
Wow.
high net worth client today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was well put. I asked questions, and then my main thing, how can I put my assets somewhere where they are protected, as well as has my liquidity. And so we went through a couple of little jargon here and there, and
Mm-hmm.
then I was like, well, what about an account that he said, well, let me show you this and pull out this piece of paper. And he said, well, this is an account that, you can start off with, at least 10,000. I'm like, okay. He said, but I said, but let me ask you a question. What is the cap on this account? He said, there's no cap. If you look right here, 10 mil plus, and you consider the unicorn. He just sit back and gave me a smile. I said, oh, okay, that's how we go play
Nice.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He said, when you get right here, you'll consider the unicorn. He just sit back, crossed his leg, and gave me a nice smile and just looked at me. I said, okay. I said, that's very interesting. But I didn't say, anything else, but he just opened up that door.
And I'm glad you said that because I don't think anybody's used that term before, and that's unicorn. And
Mm-hmm.
that is talk in the wealth management world. Unicorns don't walk into them every day, folks. And when
Mm-hmm.
you approach them the way we're telling you, they're looking at you like, oh my God, this is my unicorn. This could be my
Mm-hmm.
unicorn. They're asking questions and they don't even know what I do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I know, I don't walk. We've been talking back and forth for months. I
Hmm.
done talked to him through finger surgery and ask him how he's doing. I know things about his family, know things about my family.
Built that
Yeah.
Um,
relationship.
Building that
Relationship.
yeah,
relationship, small talk,
yeah,
little, hey, how you doing? Hey, you got a minute? Yeah, touch points. That all plays a
yeah,
big difference in these relationships, folks.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And I just be myself. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I don't play like I know everything, but I want you to teach me everything. You know,
And they like that because now they can mold you a bit. You know a
yes,
bit, and they know they can work with you a bit, and they like that.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They would rather work with you at just even you're a high net worth client. They would rather work with you at how you are now than you to be a $200,000 client and be bossy as heck.
Yeah, and I kind of
Mm-hmm.
feel that way. And like I told him, I don't want to be that type of person. I want long term stuff set up, and then I want short term set up. I don't have to worry about this. I don't have to worry about that. I can have some set up for my family to where I don't
Yeah.
have to go in and out that account. Just giving him scenarios that, if I wanted to donate to somewhere, I want everything separated where it don't touch my principal. I want my principal to pay
Mm-hmm.
me. I want it to work for me, and not me work for the principal.
Antonio, you are speaking
Mm-hmm.
his language. He
Mm-hmm.
understood everything you were saying, and I understood everything you were saying based on that. But I've been doing this a while with my guys.
Mm-hmm.
He understood everything you were asking without even saying the big words.
True,
Mm-hmm.
true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So basically, you
Wow.
got strut up. So you're structured. He knows you want to make a basic income, and I'm sure you guys probably talked about that. What kind of level income? How does Antonio want to live? Does he want a high roll, or does he want to just roll cool and slow? He's probably
Yeah.
asking you those things too. Yeah.
And he already talking about, irrevocable trust. He already talking about the what was that 559 or 529
Uh huh.
account.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already breaking it down to me. I said, well, okay. I was looking at money market accounts and I seen that this account came across. So I let him know I do my studies as well. And,
Mhm.
that I'm not going to come here empty minded. I have a little knowledge.
Right, right. Hey, let me ask you, does your place have a whole team approach, or is it one guy kind of representing you and then they have all the other services available to you, or are you gonna have to reach out for some of that, or is it all baked in?
Well, with these two particular tier one bank, it's one guy didn't have a team.
Okay.
So I'm
Mhm.
gonna have to go out and find my own like CPAs and taxes. But I have those on deck, and I don't want to
That was
bring
my
them down.
question. You're
Yes,
structured, so you have them on deck. Are you ready to
yes,
go? Because you want to start, as soon as this hits, you're going to want to start talking to them because you have a year to basically look at your, mitigation strategy that you want to look
correct,
at for some of this money that's coming at you. And you want that team to start working with your existing team so they can be plugged in right from the start, knowing what
correct.
Antonio's doing. So
Mhm.
absolutely, that was where I was going. Thank you. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Great. So, one other
Mhm.
question I got for you, and Freedom, I love this story. I've been waiting on his story all week since you brought it up. What would you say stood out to you the most in your meetings that someone else can learn from?
Let them talk. You talk less and they talk more.
Mhm.
Um, Sit back.
Mhm.
Listen. If you feel a little uncomfortable, it's okay. Hey, can I have a glass of water or something? If you feel a little flustered, they go get it for you. You want to stay as relaxed as possible
Mhm.
because once they start seeing you getting jittery and a little confused, now the it's almost like the atmosphere is going getting a little tense, and so now they don't know which way to take you. So I just sit back and I just wait for that. I was always taught wait for that long pause, and once I get that long
Mm,
pause, and then I interject. I don't try to cut in, or if I do, I say excuse me, But I wait for that long pause. When I get that long pause, then I throw a jab. Then he come back and counter.
yeah.
Yeah,
Now he's sounding like Bambi a little bit, isn't he?
Right. It sure
Yeah.
is. Just like Bandy now.
yeah. That's
Uh,
what I do.
Antonio,
And
what branch of service, my man?
Army
What
or
MOS?
a 31 Romeo.
What is that?
Communication.
Oh, okay. I had a buddy did that. I never knew it was 31 Romeo. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's basically his job title, folks. What your MOS is. So I'm just
Yes,
curious.
sir.
Yeah. Thanks for your service. I can tell you're calm, cool, collected. You walked in, you got it handled. Man, I couldn't be prouder of you, especially coming away with the term unicorn. He said it straight to you.
Mhm.
Usually that's the kind of stuff they go back and talk to one another
But
about. Like, man, I think my unicorn just walked through the door.
but I have to give honest to Wiley because see, I go on Wiley channel. I just read up stuff. I just read some
Did his
asset
homework.
protection. He
Did his,
don't know I be on this. I
did
leave.
his home. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I go in there and read and just soak it up. So when I go in, I throw it out
Beautiful.
there, and
Beautiful.
yes, sir. I learn
And that
everything
is
from the
all
channel.
tried and true stuff, either stuff
Mhm.
I've done or I've helped people do, or I've
Mhm.
talked to people who have done it. So or people come to me and
Beautiful.
say, how do you do this? And that's
Mhm.
why I dropped what I did today is basically, instead of just giving people money, if you want to help friends out or they're starting their business, start looking at the angel investing where you have some skin in the game and you can win a little bit while you help your friend too.
Yes,
Mhm.
sir.
There's a lot of different ways you can do things for friends and family without really causing the issues or strains. But yeah, by all means, you're on a roll, Antonio. You're getting structured, getting where you need to be, and
Mhm.
I'm just blown away. He just said, "Yeah, you're a 10M client. That's dude,
Beautiful.
10M plus. That's high net worth individual flagged in the computer system right there."
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I reveal a little bit what I have, but I don't reveal it, and that's how I have a little. I've learned. I got my little ledger of everything that I have. And I just, well, what would this account for? If something like this happens, so I throw stuff out there to give feedback.
Mhm.
You
Right.
know,
Throw some numbers at them. Don't be afraid to. See if I
yeah.
walked in with $1 million, what's that look like with you? What do you anticipate you can do? What are some of the returns look like? What am I
Mm-hmm.
looking at so that I can better base what I think I can walk home away with every month and what my
Yes.
annual salary is going to be? Okay, what's that look like at 5? What about 10? And you're just
Yes.
kind of doubling at that point. So
And
you can,
that's what I do. I throw numbers out there so I can educate myself on, percentages, 6%, 10%, 12%, or 20%.
absolutely,
What,
yes,
you know.
yes. Now, how long you been talking to this guy again, Antonio?
It's been going on off and on with meetings, I know, for a month and a half or so, easily.
What would you say? 5, 6 times now you've been to this guy outside
Yeah,
of the little touch points?
we have spoken, I know, a good 4 to 5 times.
See, folks, it doesn't take a lot to really get where you want to be. It
Mhm.
just takes a confidence in knowing who you are and what you want from the meeting and from the relationship.
Mhm.
Yes. So it's, and between that and the other tier one banks, I said I try to schedule a meeting every week or every 2 weeks. If something come up, I'll call, reschedule, so we can stay on the same page and just keep that rapport with them.
Absolutely.
That's
Because
it.
they want a good rapport, right? And they want to know that you're happy. Hey, did you get that? Did you get those numbers I sent over last week? What'd you think? He goes, I
Mhm.
think we could tweak them, but it's really your call because they know you're driving the ship. Sometimes they'll do it because they know you a little bit once you get kind of comfortable with it, but you're going to get in that swing with it. And then you'll have that annual tune up you'll do. And after a while, it'll just be like, you know, just nothing in passing. I give mine grief all the time. I said, "Hey, I lost money last month. What's up?" He goes, "But I made you money in the other ones, did I not?" I says, "I'll forgive you." You know, we have a good rapport like that. So I think you're on a good roll with your guy here.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
learned it all from the tribe.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah. We're happy to
Beautiful.
have you, Antonio. Man, I've looked forward to your call all week because yeah. But you
Beautiful.
dropped the room on me. I'm like, I want more, and then poop, he's gone. I'm like,
Right.
freedom fighter. Where's
Yeah.
Antonio? Go get
Yeah.
the
He's in
package.
and out. Yeah. He's in
Yeah.
and out. Antonio come in, drop his little gem, then he's out. Drop in and say hello in the morning, then he's out.
No, he's coming in dropping that right hook on us. Say, here you guys go, pow, and then he's gone. I'm like, what? Where's he at?
Right.
He gonna do us like that? Then disappear till Saturday?
Hey, when Freedom said he want me on set, I said, "Well, the suspense is better than anything."
There you
Yeah,
go.
great, man. I love
Congratulations,
it.
man.
I love it.
Oh man, thank you so much, Antonio, and congratulations, man. We look forward to your continued updates. We'll get another update from you in about 2 weeks.
Yes, sir. You better know it.
I know you got something coming. All right, man.
All
Enjoy
right.
enjoy the call tonight. It's gonna be get your popcorn ready because it's
Hey,
going.
I had a bowl just a few minutes ago, but I'll make me another bowl.
All right, man. Stay tuned. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
The amazing Lady Unique. Are you in the building? If you can, I know you are somewhere. There you go. Newlywed. How you doing, young lady?
Good evening, everybody,
Good
and
evening, beautiful.
a newlywed. Ooh. Ooh.
Folks, everybody knows of Lady Unique. This is the Lady Unique, the young lady who, from the beginning, where she had the whisper in her ear by the bank manager telling her that she's on their contact list for exchange. That was like the very, very beginning. Now we're going to fast forward. In between that, she had her currency authenticated. Now let's fast forward. So she's had, I don't know, I lost count how many meetings she's had. And her journey wasn't perfect. It wasn't as smooth as you would think. It was smooth, then it got a little rough. Now it's smoother than it was before. And she posted in the room the other day that she had another, I don't know, Lady Unique, it's like every week these people want to meet with you. As a matter of fact, folks, I don't want to fail to mention this. You all may not even know. One of the tier one banks asked Lady Unique to be on their advisory board. And she turned it down. I understand. She told him she was too busy. I understand. You getting proposals every week, all these folks trying to get with her. I understand why she's busy. But she has a personal concierge now through her bank. Just the other day, they reviewed the proper trust, accounts, CPA, tax information, family growth management, all these things. The financial advisor came into the meeting. I don't understand. It seems like this happens every other week for you with a new tier one, a new wealth manager. I'm confused. What in the world? Tell us what's going on.
It's you and Uncle
Oh,
Wiley's fault. Okay.
and also, I forgot, folks, this young lady, she's established her relationship so strong. It's similar to Ty's situation with her wealth manager, being able to represent her for her exchange. But I'm not going to go into detail because that's not something that you can put out there too much. But what are you willing to share tonight? Because I know you have some sensitive information that you may not be comfortable in sharing based on this last meeting. But what can you share that will help other people in the room, if you can do that and kind of give them up to date?
Okay, thank you. The most thing that just stood out when I had that Zoom meeting on Wednesday with specialized teams, whether my wealth manager is he's running the team, but
Okay.
he and I have direct contact. He and I are to meet Monday for lunch. However, it looks
Mm-hmm.
like it might be Tuesday
Mm-hmm.
because I got an invite for a meeting with my senior banker, and the financial advisor wealth management team will also um, be meeting with us. So it might be a lunch meeting. So we'll see how things go, and I'll share the outcome of that next week.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the main thing that really kind of got me, if you don't mind, when I started this Zoom meeting and we were talking and reviewing everything and yada, 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 he actually kind of threw me because he says, while we're talking, and then he put his pen down and on the desk, and he goes, "Tell me about you." I'm like, "What?" And he said, he said, everything, this is fantastic. I'm liking this, and we can do this and on and on. And so he said, "I want to know about you." And I'm like, "Oh, crap." So I addressed that conversation based on my goals and everything that we're looking to do and what I'm looking to achieve and establish. And then he put his hand over his mouth. And that kind of threw me. And I said, "Excuse me, am I talking too much, or did I say something funny or say something wrong? I want to make sure that we're on the same page here." He just looked up at me and he just said, "I'm loving this. I didn't hear any greed. I didn't hear any greed from you. So we're going to go ahead and move
Ah,
forward." So,
what?
so
So,
that kind
so,
of threw me.
so based on how you presented yourself, you didn't present yourself with greed, and so based on that, that excited him to want to really go to the next level of working with you.
Yeah, and another other point I'm making in, he wanted more detail. They had summary of some of the two very important projects I want to make sure happens,
Mm-hmm.
and I was asking for direction on how to do that LLC or whatever, but or I wanted the best route to manage that
Mm-hmm.
and make sure it's success and does what it does.
Mm-hmm.
And he elaborated more about that type of program because that's something that they really like to do and something they're involved with, and something, as a matter of fact, their firm is very much, they have their own. So he's gonna hook me up with that team to help me with that. But he says,
Wow.
yes, he told me, he said, yeah, this is gonna happen for you.
Wow. See, this is beautiful because, and Wiley, if you want to jump in here, I know you've helped Lady Unique behind the scenes pretty heavily here. Um, I love this Lady Unique because people claim to really be interested in humanitarian projects. They have been misguided on how humanitarian projects will truly be funded. But here you are, really in the mix with the actual firm that will help facilitate your humanitarian projects and build your wealth. Wiley, you want to
Yeah.
jump in here, my good man?
You know what? When I talked to her earlier this week, and she was talking to me about this, and she said that not once did they hear anything that sounded greedy or anything from her. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if she realized how important that was because they have so many people come in, and it's all about greed. There's never any, hey, let me tell you about my humanitarian. Let me tell you what I want to do with this and this. It's like, oh, I
Mm-hmm.
want to buy a plane. I'm going to buy a boat, looking at 4 or 5 different properties, and I mean, they hear that all the day long, and then they get Lady Unique walks through the door. And Lady Unique, I love you. I really, really do. I've been with you from the start. I've seen you
Yes.
from the start. I've been with you from the stumble. I've seen you go back and say, I don't need
Mm-hmm.
you anymore. I got a new guy and he's treating me even better.
I got a new boo.
Yes.
Well, she wasn't returning the call. Then she's back at
uh,
the bank and they're like, hey girl, why ain't you returning my calls? Is it me or is it you? You're like, it's you, it's not
like,
me.
was it my breath? What was it?
Yeah.
I ain't
Yeah.
got
Now
time
they're
for
all
you.
like,
No.
well, we'd like to have a seat at the table now, if that's okay. And she's like, I've moved on, but thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Can we offer you
Exactly.
a job? Thank you, but no thank you. I'm a little busy right now.
She played hard to get. She played hard to get with the wealth managers, the tier one banks, the attorneys.
Well, what I
Yeah, I
love
got.
about you, Lady Unique, is
Mm.
you go in there so poised and professional. You know what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you talk to me. I know you talk to Freedom, and we give you kind of the little coaching stuff, a little the verbiage and stuff, and kind of the little guidelines and all. But it's in you. Do you realize that this was
Right.
all in you? It's like a sculpture with a stone. We just took away the rough pieces to see the art.
Mm-hmm.
We gave you what you needed. You've gone in and you've done this. This is
Well,
you. I'm
I
happy to
just.
be along for the ride with you. Why don't they keep your name and say, hey, can you help an uncle out? He needs a referral. But I'm telling you, you blow me away every
Yeah.
week and every
Yeah.
meeting how far you've
Uh,
got. And truthfully, you're kind of
mm,
at the point I know you don't want to share a lot more because you're getting really in, you're really locked in at this point, and you've got some stuff really going on that they're really doing for you, and it makes it kind of hard to share. And I understand that. We
Right.
do appreciate you coming on and helping. However, I would like to ask you kind of a rhetorical question. I already know the answer. I'm going to pull kind of a freedom fighter here on you a bit, but let me ask you:
okay. Mm-hmm.
does your team support your professional wealth development every time you go talk to them?
Yes.
Yeah. And you kind of mentioned they're running the team, but you're still managing the ship, are you not?
Exactly. And making that point, that is something the financial advisor said to me. Um, I think he got it from one of the summaries I said, and he may have just said it himself. But he said, you the CEO. I work for you."
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm
So,
glad he acknowledged that and
Mm-hmm.
made sure you were aware of where they understand where they fit in the equation and what they want to be. And I know who you're with. Trust me, they're great. Trust me, they are
Mm-hmm.
great. I've worked with them. I still plan on working with them to this day. I will still work with them
uh,
afterwards. They are
Mm-hmm.
great.
oh,
Um,
oh, wow. Okay.
yeah, oh, you didn't know that? You didn't know that nugget, did you?
Oh,
Hmm.
well.
Yeah. Maybe I'll be seeing you at the High Rollers Conference.
Right.
Oh,
Exactly.
oh, shucky ducky now. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Listen, one.
yeah,
I got
I
one more
just,
for you. But
uh-huh.
go ahead. Go ahead. Well, yeah, you got one more what?
I'm just gonna say, when you and I do appreciate it. I really do, because like I said before, I'm on this ride by myself.
Hmm.
And being able to reach out and for you guys to be able to help me with little nuggets, and understanding certain things. Long time ago, I had an attorney that I thought was going to understand, but after a while, the attorney was like, "This is garbage. You're wasting your time." So that was long time ago. So that kind of stuff stuck with me. And then the other little things that going through personally, and I know everybody's got their own personal journey. So I'm just pleased. I ain't glowing. So that's what's made me more determined. more determined on what I got to do, and having you guys that I can reach out to and talk to, and then communicate with with the group,
Mhm.
PR, all of them. That I'd be stupid if I let that get away from me. Okay.
And I'm glad you said that. And this wasn't my question, but you realize that what you have that most people don't have when you go to these meetings is you have a Wiley and a Freedom and an entire tribe that has your back that wants to see you succeed. And that goes for
Mhm.
everybody in this. We truly
Mhm.
want to see every one of our members get to where this young lady is. She
That's
is
right.
killing it. And I'm telling you, I remember when we had to start all over.
Mhm.
She was rolling high, she was happy,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden, boom, she
Came
had her
crashing.
legs knocked out from underneath her. Freedom
Mm.
calls me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, let me give her a call. Let me talk her back
Mhm.
up because she knows
Mhm.
what she wants, and she plugged right back into the process, and
Mhm.
she went and found her new boo, and she's rolling with them, and they're
Right.
like, yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
She got to see. But before they proposed, a 4 carat ring. Then he pulled the ring, and then she fell. She came back. Now she got a 10 carat. She's in a much better
oh
situation now.
yeah, and I didn't know about the XXX lawyers that kicked to the curb. That was a new one on me, but yeah.
No, I never brought up that about that lawyer. That was just something that was in the
Oh,
garbage, you know.
But see
So
what I mean? It's all about your relationships. And it doesn't matter
right.
whether they believe in it. It's like, do you have belief? Belief in
Mhm.
yourself
yes,
and the self fortitude. And are you
Mhm.
knowledgeable or are you gaining knowledge in what it is you're in? All this is going to play a real huge role in your success and how you
Mhm.
go about building that success. Because as you start working in this, you're going to find yourself becoming more affluent in this. You're going to find
Mhm.
yourself in a different bit of a circle than you normally have been. And these people are going to start treating you different, even though you don't see yourself as different, but you've grown by
Mhm.
leaps and bounds and things you got invested in a long time ago that are starting to pay the dividends. And now you're really working it. Waiting, that sucked, but that's not the work, folks. Working this and getting to a wealth manager, because you can go direct to a private banker. That's great. But in private banking, they already assume you know how to do all this stuff and they don't provide it to you. You got to have a wealth manager to guide you through it so you can get to that high rolling end.
That's right.
I, yeah.
And for anyone wondering why, I want to ask this rhetorical question to Lady Unique. Lady Unique, how much did it cost you for all of this to do everything, these relationships and everything? How much does it cost you?
Oh, let me see. How much did I pay for this? Dang, I gotta my time. That's all. Just some time.
So you don't mean like not even $100, 500, 1,000, five
No,
dollars,
I
maybe
didn't.
gas money,
Uh-uh.
maybe.
I didn't even have to go to my penny bank. No. Mm-mm.
I remember when Lady Unique and I were going to sit down and kind of get her trust kind of worked back out till it worked for her. And she
Oh
goes to the
yes,
bank with it. The bank says, "Girl, don't worry about it. We're just going to get you a new one."
that's right. That's right. I forgot about that. The
What did that
bank,
cost you? What did that cost you, Lady Unique?
As a matter of fact, nothing.
Yeah.
folks. Did
Because
you
of the
just hear that?
relationship
There it is.
that I had with them. All right. And side
Yes.
note to that is I'm getting that tweaked also.
So you get your trust tweaked after they've set it up for you at no cost.
Mm-hmm. Yep. My wealth
And
management,
Relationships.
trust advisor, advisory team, they're going to help me. As a matter of fact, it's already in some planning stages based on what I've already provided.
And the
Mm,
reason
mm,
I
mm.
bring this up, folks, is because if you have a pre existing trust, you need to present it to your folks and you need to let them know you have it so they can run it by compliance internally to the bank so the bank knows whether that instrument is going to work legally for them and for you within their environment or not. Not just every
Mhm.
trust off the shelf is going to work everywhere you take it. So be
Right.
mindful of that.
Right.
Right.
Beautiful.
Let me ask you
Beautiful.
one more thing, and then I'm done here because
Hmm.
you impress me, and I love you telling me good morning every morning, Lady Unique. I so appreciate that. So, but let me ask you, with where you are now with your team, what would you say the key priorities for others listening, trying to get to where you're at? What would you say to them, those key things they need to start focusing on outside of just doing it?
Okay. You have to understand, get a basic understanding of what you're looking to achieve. Understand, read the notes, whatever the information that's shared. Read it. Knowledge yourself. Build that you got to have the confidence. And if you stumble, that's okay. Once you get that relationship started with a surety and confidence in yourself, and there's going to be hiccups. That's life.
Hmm.
You got something to achieve. Don't short yourself.
Hmm.
Don't
Yeah,
short yourself.
absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Beautiful.
And,
Thank you.
and
Thank you.
yeah, yeah, these folks, I mean, the only person who's going to do this for you folks
It's
is
you.
you.
That's
That's
right.
right.
There's no redemption center. There's no 800 number. There's no banker going to reach out to you and do this
Mm-mm.
for you.
Mm-mm.
And if you want to
Beautiful.
do an exchange appointment, you got to have a pre-existing relationship or
Hmm.
account with the
That's,
business entity you want to do it with. And that's
that's
right
right.
on every bank's website.
Hmm.
That's it. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah, we're gonna touch on some of that here shortly. While that's a perfect segue into we're gonna get into a little bit about
Excellent.
redemption centers and all that. Beautiful, Lady Unique. Thank you so much. You know we just love and adore you
Oh,
like a fat kid loves cake. Like I love cheesecake. I mean, you are just amazing, and thank you also for your great leadership in the room. You're so helpful to people. Just just thank you for being you. We appreciate you, beloved.
well, thank y'all. And good night, you guys. And let's hear what else you got to go on to
Oh,
tell us about this other stuff that's coming out now.
it's coming. Get like Antonio. Get your popcorn ready.
That's it. That's
All
it.
right,
My
let's go.
popcorn's
Like
warm.
All right.
yes, folks, we are going to get. For those listening on YouTube, you can click the link at the top of the description. You can meet beautiful, amazing folks like Lady Unique, Antonio, Ty, and many of our other tribe members who have already been set up with wealth managers. Just like you heard with Lady Unique, her accounts are set up, her trust attorneys, everything is already set up. Antonio, his brokerage accounts, Ty's brokerage accounts. These people have their wealth managers that are their fiduciaries who are going to represent them and negotiate their exchange rates for them because of the relationship that they have established. It wasn't overnight. It wasn't immediate. They didn't go in there and like, I love what all of them said, but Antonio, where he had mentioned the fact that this is something that he was very methodical about. He took his time. He didn't go in there just throwing up all over the wealth manager's desk. He listened. Let them speak more than you. But folks, you can take something from all these folks tonight and many members in the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room, and you could be right in the same situation as them. And you come in and ask for help, they'll help you. There's a right way and a wrong way to get help. And we are more than willing to share the love with you in the room and help you. Click the link at the top of the description. You can join us. Now, we are going to get into, again, yes, Vietnam. It is very, very possible, folks, that the Vietnamese dong, based on Vietnam's GDP, their gross domestic product, and XRP, where Vietnam may potentially be stronger, higher than the Iraqi dinar. Then we'll get into the Iraqi dinar, Iraq, and XRP. For those of you that remember, it is XRP, which is the bridge currency. It's the cross border. You're going to hear this quite often tonight. Cross border. That cross border payment is just another term for exchanges, international transactions, international exchanges. That's just another word for cross-border. When you're crossing the border, Iraq is on one border. United States is another border. You exchange those currencies; those are cross borders. You're going to hear about this tonight and how XRP is the means, the tool to make it happen. You're all hearing about digital assets. President Trump and his executive order, now he's putting forth the team for the regulations for digital assets. For the last 5 years, over 1,900 nearly posts from Goldilocks on exactly just this. Not only we're seeing Vietnam doing it, not only are we seeing Iraq doing it, but the U.S. and the whole entire globe. But before we get into that, we're going to talk about real briefly yellow dragon bonds. Surprise, surprise. We're going to talk about yellow dragon bonds. I hope you all are going to take notes. On that note about yellow dragon bonds, before we get immediately into yellow dragon bonds, and folks, if you have yellow dragon bonds, you're going to want to hear this. This is going to be historical for your ears and your investment tonight. But before we get into that, we're going to get into it a little bit. But Peculiar Ram, if you can unmute, please, beloved.
Good evening, everybody. Hey,
You already laughing. You already laughing. I can hear you laughing already. You so
Good
silly.
evening, everybody.
Now, folks, we had a visitor in the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room yesterday. See, my mindset, and I know this is Wiley's mindset, and for those of us who love our room and we love our tribe, we share love with everyone. Anyone and everyone is welcome into our room. That's why our tribe has grown the way that it has grown. But you can come in peace or leave in pieces. You can come in peace or leave in pieces. We're going to protect our tribe. We're going to protect our family. There's been several gurus sending trolls to our room because they are very upset for the truth that we're presenting. They're very upset that our members are able to establish relationships with wealth managers, having accounts set up. They're so successful, just like you heard Lady Unique, Antonio, and Todd tonight, and so many other members you've heard before. A lot of people in DINAR land are very angry. They're very upset with the truth that Goldilocks provides because right now, see, I look at it as a blessing. As we get closer to the finish line for this RV to happen, more and more people are going to awaken. We are in the midst of the Great Awakening. So when these folks want to come and attack us in our room, it's a badge of honor because we know we're doing the right thing. We know we're presenting the truth. Some of you are following some of these same people that you see bashing Goldilocks, or some of these same people that you believe are showing you the way are coming after us to attack us quietly. We don't say nothing. We take it. We see more than what you may realize. So let's jump right into a little bit of this. We're going to have a loving, a teachable, tough love moment right here. And we're going to get into these articles. And we're going to show you that if you have the right currency, you're going to be very wealthy. But let's talk about some bonds called a yellow dragon bond. Before we do that, Peculiar Ram, I'm going to drop something into the room. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a little moment here. Get your popcorn ready. I don't like to do this, but I'm going to have to do it. Someone came into our room just yesterday, and they decided to go into the DM of one of our members. This has been happening quite often with our members. People coming in to go after our members, trying to get information. We have people coming to ask our members in DM who their wealth managers that they're talking to, what banks are they communicating with, so they can go directly to the bank or the wealth manager. Yes, your favorite gurus are sending their people to our room to get information because the gurus don't have no facts themselves. So just yesterday, someone came to our room. Before I get into that, can you share with the people, Peculiar Ram, the title of this animal, and then describe what kind of family this animal was in, if you don't mind, please? We're a little bit of zoology we're going to give y'all right now. Go ahead, young lady.
Of course. So we're looking at a wolverine.
Uh-huh. That's the name of this animal?
Yes,
What's the name of that animal again?
a wolverine.
Okay, go ahead. Let's go ahead. Please describe what this animal is.
The wolverine, a solitary muscular carnivore, is the largest land-dwelling member of the weasel family.
Of the weasel family. The wolverine is a member of the weasel family. Yeah. It's so apropos. I'm not surprised that a wolverine is a member of the weasel family. Folks, we had someone that came into the DM of one of our members yesterday. They didn't come and ring the doorbell or knock on the front of the door of the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room. They tried to weasel their way in the back door by going to one of our members in DM. And this is what the member, his name is Gareth. All right, his screen name is the G-O. And he says to our member in DM, in Telegram, okay? Remember, this is our Telegram room. He says, I'm in the Unchosen Ones group and just stumbled across your YouTube video from Goldilocks member. I'm in Norwich and we have a WhatsApp group of United Kingdom currency holders. I'd like to share this video with them. It was thinking if you'd be prepared to speak with them sometime, maybe on Zoom. I hope to hear from you. Regards, Gareth. And he says he's from the Unchosen Ones group. This is a very weasel thing to do. See, we're going to explain something to you all. You know, when you have a weasel that weasels his way, you see these videos. I've seen maybe 2 or 3 that someone sent me a long time ago. This person really does look like a weasel. And this weasel, and I'm so sorry, I don't like to say this and get personal, but when I think of dragon bonds, this weasel looks like he has dragon breath. And it's like, it really makes sense to me now why this weasel is all over the internet selling these dragon bonds. Really, just look, pay attention to him. Like when he talks, it's like his breath, when he breathes, it's like his breath would just immediately come out of his mouth and run to the back of his head because it's dragon breath, halitosis. That's what weasels do. So now what we are going to do is we're going to go in a little bit more about these dragon breath lizard bonds, okay? We're going to give you all an education on these lizard bonds that you really think are real and financial instruments. We're going to get in a little bit of education for y'all right now. If you do not mind, young lady, Peculiar Ram, folks, we're going to drop into the room. I'm very happy, very excited that this weasel came into our Telegram room and tried to have one of our members go speak to his members on Zoom. Do you think our members are going to do that? You don't even realize that the relationship with this member goes back almost 2 years? You heard tonight how we have members that have gotten the help and assistance of Wiley, myself in private behind the scenes, not just public, and the collective of the tribe. We have built in such a strong tribe and family, and you want to weasel your way into our DMs to try to have one of our members to come speak to your group. I wonder why you want one of our members to come speak. If you're supposed to be such this great, powerful, all-knowing, high relationship guru, then how is it that you want to send someone to our room to come to your people to tell them about their relationships that our members have established with the banks? Do you not have these relationships? I thought you had high-level relationships, Weasel. Now, Peculiar Ram, for anyone that can hear and understand, if you have yellow dragon bonds, you're going to listen. You better listen very closely, ladies and gentlemen, and take this as a blessing in disguise that this weasel came to our room, because now it just gave me some ammunition to bring this to the light. Can you let us know, Peculiar Ram, what if you Google simply, can you redeem a yellow dragon bond? What does it say? Please read it to the world.
A yellow dragon bond is not a recognized financial instrument. So technically, you cannot redeem it. You cannot redeem it, as it likely doesn't exist in any official market.
Okay, pause. A yellow dragon bond is not a recognized financial instrument, so technically you cannot redeem it, as it likely doesn't exist in any official market. Isn't this weasel and many other weasels like this the ones who say that redemption centers are where you're going to redeem these dragon bonds? And they're secret places? Folks, let me tell you something. In 2008 to 2010, I was on a board. I was an executive board member for a private bank in Sweden. We dealt with people who have a lot of money. We dealt with people who are in secret societies. For example, the Chinese elders. Only met 2 of them. They do not present themselves to the public. They may present themselves behind the scenes in the banking environment, but they do not present themselves to the public. Dragon bonds, anything related to a Chinese bond, a yellow dragon bond, whatever you want to call it, it does not exist in the open market. These are things that you've been told as fairy tales to make you think you're going to get rich quick from some get rich quick scheme. A yellow dragon bond is not a recognized financial instrument, so technically you cannot redeem it, as it likely doesn't exist. I knew this in 2008, 2009. I don't like to go into details because it hurts a lot of feelings, but I said tonight is time. God presented it by this weasel coming into our room. Hopefully, maybe one of you, your life may be saved by us sharing this, so you can adjust and diversify what you've invested in, because these dragon bonds are the equivalent of whatever local generic toilet paper you can buy at the store. If you can, from the top down to fictional context, I'm not going to interrupt anymore. Peculiar Ram, please start over again about this damn yellow dragon bond that is worth nothing but just the dirt under our feet. Go ahead, young lady.
You want me to start from the beginning?
Yes, ma'am.
A yellow dragon bond is not a recognized financial instrument. So technically, you cannot redeem it, as it likely doesn't exist in any official market, my bad. However, if you're referring to a fictional bond from a game or story, the rules for redemption would be determined by specific narrative or game mechanics involved.
Continue. Key points to remember.
Key points to remember: no real world equivalent. Yellow dragon bonds are not a standard type of bond traded on any financial exchange. Fictional context: if you're asking about a quote unquote yellow dragon bond from a game or story, check the rules within that universe to see how to redeem it. Wow.
Yes. Now, folks, and whoever Hope here rising that you're DMing me about the Dragon Ball. Let me go and tell y'all something about this Dragon Ball. For those of you, if you really believe that you can redeem a Dragon Ball, I'm going to have one simple request. Go to your local bank tomorrow with that bond. Go ahead and take it into them and ask them to redeem it. Call the bank. Go ahead. If you're that brave, if you got that much testicular fortitude, that if your cojones is big enough, go ahead. Try it. Yeah. And for the next person that comes into our DMs, into our members room, we're going to make you famous. We're going to make you real famous in front of the whole world on Saturday night, like this weasel that came into our members room, Gareth, the GO, and your amazing leader, Dragon Breath, who and all the other gurus who spit all this foolishness about some folks. If you got yellow dragon bonds and that's the only thing you have that you invested in, I feel sorry for you. It's being your best interest to come to the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room, the ISO 4217 list to see what you really have. You will be able to find what you really have and know what you hold to be prepared. Because this yellow dragon bond, as it tells you, cannot be redeemed. Doesn't exist in any official market. Folks, get your refunds on them funky ass yellow dragon bonds. Now let's get into ASAP because your time is running out.
Yes.
And this was they came in our Telegram room. You know, the Telegram, which is supposed to be on quiet, notice, and hush right now because it's folks' high-level sources. Yeah, okay, Weasel. All right. So we're going to get into Vietnam. We're going to get into some facts. You want to know facts? You want to know how you can go ahead and prepare for your generational wealth? You want to know how you can have and see the receipts for what you hold? You want to see the proof? Stay tuned. As we always do, we bring it to you. Wiley, you're unmuted. You want to chime in here? Go ahead.
No, I didn't have anything, but I did like your previous comments. Keep going.
What? You so crazy.
What did you say, Wiley?
He said, keep going. we got to get into these articles. Folks, cross-border payments. So let's get into some education. Now, if you have dinar, if you have dong, you have bolivar, you have other currencies that you know for sure 100%. In other currencies, not just dinar, bolivar, and dong, but you'll be fine. But you need to get your refunds on them yellow dragon bonds from the weasel or any other guru weasels out there. And you nipple suckers on Twitter too. I know you're out there. So let's go. Let's jump right into it. Yeah. Y'all know normally hear freedom in this tone, but you come after our people, so you can come after me. I'm used to it. You can't do nothing to me that hasn't already been done. I lost my life once. You can't do nothing to me, and I'm protected by the Almighty. But you start going after our people, the gloves is coming off. All right,
Okay.
and I will begin to name names that I've been quiet on about for quite some time. I've been giving y'all grace, but you come after our people, your grace period is up. All right, young lady, let's get into the first two sentences of this first article. Appreciate you.
Okay. SBI, is it Shinsei?
Uh-huh.
SBI Shinsei Bank and SBI Remit, a leading user of the XRP ledger, announced a new customer referral partnership to enhance services for international money transfers. SBI utilizing XRP to connect with banks in Vietnam strengthens XRP by demonstrating its real-world application in cross-border payments, particularly in the Asian market, showcasing its potential to facilitate fast, low-cost transactions between different currencies, which can lead to increased adoption and potentially higher value for the XRP token itself. This will validate XRP's utility within the financial system by a major banking institutions like SBI, Japan, and Vietnam. Key points about how this strengthens XRP. Increased adoption. When a large financial institution like SBI uses XRP to connect with banks in Vietnam, it signifies that the technology is being actively implemented in real-world scenarios, potentially encouraging other banks to adopt it as well.
Boom. Folks, what this is telling us is, in so many words, as Vietnam has been testing XRP for quite some time. Vietnam already has, for example, many of you don't know, Vietnam, when it comes to stable coins, you heard about President Trump's executive order and regulations when it comes to stable coins here in the U.S. specifically. The RLUSD will be tied into. Vietnam already has their own stable coin they've had for over a year or two. Vietnam is sort of ahead. Vietnam, when it comes to their economy, they're second only to China as the largest, fastest growing economy in the world, Vietnam. But their currency has remained the same. The currency value has remained the same. XRP is the cross-border technology that will move the dong, the dinar, and every currency around the world instantly because it's a digital asset. So here we have Vietnam letting it be known. They're announcing that the Vietnamese banks are preparing to integrate XRP. What does that mean for the dong? That means the dong will be able to be converted in the language that you'll understand. It'll be able to be exchanged instantly. But why is it so important? Why is it so powerful for the dong, the Vietnamese banking system, to now begin integrating XRP? Because of Vietnam's GDP from 1991 to 2001, to 2021, their GDP has grown 3,907%, 3,900%, only second to China, which is 4,000%. Vietnam is like a pressure cooker. Their economy, it's like it's ready to explode and pop into the global market. They've already, as of last year, already designated the Vietnamese economy, the Vietnamese country, as a digital. They classified Vietnam as a digital society. Aren't we moving into digital assets for the new quantum financial system called the digital asset banking system? So here you have Vietnam. In Vietnam, there is so much more that Vietnam is doing behind the scenes. There's so much that we can do a whole Saturday's call for the next month on what Vietnam has already done to prepare for a stronger value of the Vietnamese dong. And so just with XRP alone, and see what they're doing with their banking system, they're ready to connect. See, when Vietnam integrates XRP into the global financial system, into the quantum financial system, and all the other countries around the world will be doing the same thing, the Vietnamese dong cannot remain the same value that it was from the old financial system. Just like the dinar cannot remain the same value in the new digital asset financial system as it was in the old financial system. Because in the new digital asset financial system, our currencies are backed by assets, real world assets, such as gold, silver, and other commodities. But what will move our paper currencies in the new system to convert to US dollars? XRP. Now, young lady, let's get into the next one on Vietnam. And this is going to help to explain it for you folks even more so that you further understand what's happening with the Vietnamese dong and what Vietnam is preparing for. Okay, you'll read this whole thing on Vietnam, young lady. Folks, Hold on to your dong. Let's go.
Okay, give me 1 second. I am trying to find. Okay, if SBI Bank in Vietnam starts using XRP for cross-border transactions, it could potentially increase the value of XRP due to increased demand for the currency as a bridge currency, particularly if other Vietnamese banks follow suit, thus facilitating faster and cheaper international transfers.
Mm-hmm.
Key points to consider: utility of XRP. XRP is designed to function as a bridge currency for international transactions, allowing for quicker and more cost-effective transfers between different fiat currencies.
Okay, 1 second, beloved. Utility for XRP. See, folks, you got to know what XRP does. It's designed to function as a bridge currency for international transactions. Aren't we seeing Iraq connect internationally? We're going to get into that next as well. Allowing for quicker and more cost-effective transfers between different fiat currencies. So those fiat currencies, which are backed by nothing, it is XRP that will take gold, silver, other commodities, and be tokenized into a digital asset so that the fiat currency will no longer be fiat. It will be asset backed with the stable coins that President Trump is regulating. Those stable coins will allow the new value of our currencies, now asset backed, allow the value to remain stable because of the stable coins. So when you see all this happening with the SEC and Ripple, because you got to remember, Ripple is the parent company for XRP. You got to remember also, when we get into Iraq next, Iraq is already partnered with Ripple as of May of last year. And here you have Vietnam now with XRP. Good young lady, SBI's role.
As SBI Holdings, a major Japanese financial institution, is a strong proponent of XRP and has actively integrated it into its remittance services, including those targeting Southeast Asian markets like Vietnam. If more Vietnamese banks adopt XRP for cross-border transactions, it could lead to a significant increase in demand for the Vietnamese dong, potentially driving its price up.
Now, if more Vietnamese banks adopt XRP for cross-border transactions, it could lead to a significant increase in demand for the Vietnamese dong, potentially driving its price up. We're going to get to in a minute how we're going to show you how XRP will drive the price value of the dong up and all other currencies as well. We're going to get to that in a moment. Yes, receipts as always, receipts as always, facts. None of that. For those listening on YouTube, the links to these articles will be in the description. As always, we share the receipts. No dragon breath, no dragon foolishness. We bring you the receipts. Noting this high level sources, my contacts that shut down Telegram said, none of that garbage. All right. So now let's get into, now we're going to go to Iraq and Iraq's announcement of their latest international cross-border transactions that they're getting into. You're going to see tonight how Vietnam and Iraq both, I'm going to repeat it, how Vietnam and Iraq both are preparing to take their currencies to a higher value. I'm going to read this real quick. It says, this is an announcement, TIR, which is the Transport International Routers. Now, I know some of you saw this the other day on Twitter, people acting like, oh my God, fantastic. The TIR, looky, y'all. Looky. The nipple suckers are telling everybody TIR in Iraq. But here we go. Look at this. TIR. We did a podcast telling you that Iraq would be accepted into this international transit system. We did a podcast last year. The TIR, folks, this is a digital cross-border. Remember, cross-border is international. TIR is a cross-border system. This was mandatory for Iraq to enter into the World Trade Organization. This was one of the requirements for them to get in, to connect to this transit system. Now, I posted into the room. When did we have this podcast letting people know that Iraq will eventually connect to this system? What date does it show, Peculiar Ran?
October 24th, 2024.
October, November, December, January, February. 4 months ago, we told you this was going to happen. We just showed you the receipt right here. The episode. You can go to YouTube and see it. Now, here we have, just yesterday, Iraq makes an announcement about this. See, folks, for those that don't know, you haven't been following, Goldilocks has been sharing stuff, things that are going to happen 5 years in advance, 4, 3, 2 years, 4 months. We have all the receipts to show you. All those dates and rates you've heard of that have not happened, no receipts. All the weasels all over Telegram, Twitter, their conference calls, no receipts. Let's get right into it, beloved, on Iraq.
Baghdad.
Yes.
Okay. A delegation from the International Road Transport Union, IRU, visited Iraq last week to establish the framework for the country's first cross-border transit under the International Road Transport Transit System.
Boom, that's it. Good. This is the Iraq's first. They announced their first historical cross-border transit system. Now, you may say, well, why is this significant to the Iraqi dinar? Very significant to the value of the Iraqi dinar. Remember, cross-border, this is international connections. We know that Iraq connected to the international banking systems, not all of them, but they started in December when they removed from the electronic platform, and we told you months in advance that was going to happen. Now you see where Iraq connected internationally. Their banking system in November of last year, they passed regulations, the Digital Banking Regulations Law. In fact, Peculiar Ram, I think you were the one reading that with me when you saw from the Constitution and the Iraqi Gazette when Iraq passed their digital banking regulations.
Yep.
Folks, digital banking, that's what Trump is talking about with regulations for us for digital assets. Iraq has already passed their digital asset regulations. So their banking system is now classified as digital, and they are connecting internationally. Then also in September, Iraq finished their completion of their ports connecting with the ice cutter system. All of their ports are now connected digitally. Where do you think when Iraq trades their goods and services on the water, country to country to country around the world, when they connect, when they are in the WTO, all of remember, the WTO is the World Trade Organization. And when Iraq moves products across the world and they trade goods and services, it will be done in the Iraqi dinar, all digitally, all electronically moving forward. So Iraq connected their banking systems digitally, digital banking. Iraq connected their ports for all the shipments of ports now cross-border. So their banking system cross-border, their ports cross-border. Now here we have Iraq connect. Now their customs is now cross-border. Boom. Let's jump into this young lady. If you can, and I'm going to drop this into the room. If you can read this particular one, this in purple, this is huge to show. So when you folks think of when she's reading this, you must think of how Iraq has connected their banking system cross-border. They connected their ports cross-border. Now their customs. This is the final leg of completely digitizing, getting a lock on the Iraqi dinar within Iraq so they can take it outside of Iraq, so they can take it cross borders outside of Iraq. They had to lock down their banking system. They had to lock down their ports. They had to now lock down their customs. So the customs is the trucks. You see the trucks and the trains, the trucks that go in and outside of Iraq with these crates and with these carriers. They had to lock that down. They did the banks. I'm going to repeat it again because I want to say it until you get it into your head. They did it with the banks. They did it with the ports. They have hundreds of ports where ships and cargoes go all over the world. They locked it down, digitized. Now the customs. Now let's do this. Let me make sure this is the one, the right one. If you can, boom, let's go. I'm ready.
The Republic of Iraq is on the brink of a major milestone in cross-border trade, with its first TIR movement expected to take place soon. This marks a historic moment for the country and a significant step towards full integration into the internationally recognized customs transit system. Last week, IRU engaged in key discussions with public and private sector stakeholders, reaffirming Iraq's commitment to modernizing trade and adopting international best practices.
Pause 1 second, beloved. Last week, they engaged in key discussions with public and private sector stakeholders, reaffirming Iraq's commitment to modernizing trade and adopting international best practices. And before that, she read the Republic of Iraq is on the brink of a major milestone in cross-border trade. That is where Iraq will leave their borders to other borders. And when they do that, so does the dinar. The dinar goes cross-border electronically under new values in the new digital asset bank trading system. Go ahead, young lady.
A dedicated workshop was also conducted during the visit, focusing on the importance of UN conventions such as TIR and ADR, the Treaty on the International Carriage of Dangerous Goods by Road. Experts highlighted the convention's vital roles in streamlining cross-border trade, enhancing trade security, and reducing road accidents. Discussion further underscored the need for professional excellence in road transport and the development of robust regulatory frameworks. A central theme throughout the meetings was the vital role of public-private partnerships in achieving these goals. Effective collaboration between government authorities and the private sector is essential to ensuring the smooth implementation of TIR and ADR, strengthening Iraq's position in regional and global trade.
Strengthening Iraq's position in regional and global trade. Folks, in order for them to have global trade, regional and global trade, in the new digital asset banking system, cross-border trade, this is yet another connection for Iraq in the global banking system. They've connected their banks. They've connected their ports. They've connected their customs. They have connected the three main pillars of trade going in and out of Iraq. Watch the water on the trade. Watch the roads on the customs. Watch the banking system. Iraq is now metamorphosing, graduating into the new economy, the new digital asset banking system. They could not have done it unless they did this. They had to do this. in order to strengthen and get a lock on the Iraqi dinar so that when the revaluation of the dinar occurs, that everything is smooth and it is transparent. Speaking of transparency, from this article, this link that we just shared, now Peculiar Ram is going to read this next explanation when it comes to cross-border. Think of, again, Iraq is locking down. Now I think about it. We've always said that Iraq and the United States are doing some of the same things at the same time. Not only have they focused on anti-money laundering in their banking system, digital banking, but also shutting down their borders, making their borders digital. What are we doing right now in our country? Locking down our borders. They locking down their borders in Iraq to make sure that the dinar is all within their banking system electronically, so that at the borders, the terrorists will no longer continue to be able to pilfer the Iraqi dinar and have it in the streets and around the corners and the back alleys, devaluing the Iraqi dinar. It goes into the digital banking system for cross-border via moving through XRP to allow it to move globally. Now let's get to this next part from this article right here, young lady. This is from XRP.
Lower costs. Sending money internationally can be expensive due to fees from multiple banks and currency exchanges. XRP reduces these costs because it acts as a bridge currency, allowing banks to exchange money directly without needing intermediaries. Increased liquidity. XRP allows banks to avoid holding large amounts of foreign currencies. Instead, they can use XRP as a bridge to quickly convert one currency to another, freeing up their cash for other purposes.
Boom. Increased liquidity. XRP allows banks to avoid holding large amounts of foreign currencies. Instead, they can use XRP as a bridge to quickly convert. I'm going to use a different word. To quickly exchange one currency to another. To quickly exchange the dinar to the US dollar. Instead, banks can use XRP as a bridge to quickly exchange the dinar to US dollar. Folks, this is what they're implementing at their borders, first at the banks, at their borders and ports, now customs. Because the Iraqi dinar will still need to be converted when Iraq does trade with Vietnam. It has to be converted from the dinar to the dong. They do trade with Venezuela. It has to be converted from the dinar to the bolivar, so forth and so on. What will convert it? XRP. What will convert our currencies at the bank from dinar to US dollar, from dong to US dollar? XRP. It's the bridge currency. So here you have. They're implementing this at their customs. Iraq is. This is to make sure they keep the strength of the Iraqi dinar. Okay, number 4, global reach.
XRP can connect banks and payment systems worldwide, even in regions where the banking infrastructure is less developed. This makes it easier to send money anywhere.
Boom. XRP can connect banks and payment systems, folks, worldwide, even in regions where the banking infrastructure is less developed. Iraq used to be less developed. As of 2023, they were less developed. Now they are more developed. They've been preparing for this for the last 2 to 3 years. Good, young lady. Transparency, folks. This is key. Pay attention. Think about your exchanges. Think about your money in the banking system. Go ahead, young lady.
Transparency and security. The XRP ledger is a public, decentralized ledger, so banks can track transactions in real time, ensuring accuracy and reducing the risk of errors or fraud.
Banks can track transactions in real time, ensuring accuracy and reducing the risk of errors and fraud. For those of you who may not understand, when it comes to XRP, when it comes to when you do your exchanges, yeah, the banks can see it, but they don't have no control over it. You control your money. You are your own bank. You have your ledger. We have the XRP. When you are in the new banking system, you'll be able. Now, of course, they'll be able to track it. Why not? What you want to know to make sure that your exchanges are accurate, your money is there. You've been given these spooky stories about the banks. Okay, I understand. There's other ways as well. Have you heard of wealth management? Investments? Blockchain? Now, here we go. Folks, you got to realize you are getting prepared for Iraq, Vietnam, and now we're going to touch on what's happening in the globe. What Peculiar Ram just shared with you for global XRP and transactions, the parent company is Ripple. Ripple is connecting with Swift. Swift is the old banking system. Every single bank around the world, I don't care what bank it is, Swift is connected to them. All banking transactions, you don't even realize when it comes to wire transfers, for example, bank-to-bank transactions, it's all done through Swift. Now here we have Ripple integrating with Swift. This is bigger than many of you may realize. Go ahead and read this, young lady, if you don't mind.
Crypto enthusiast.
Mm-hmm.
Is it right there? Okay. Crypto enthusiast Alessio Maloney recently shared a significant update regarding Ripple and Swift. I'm sorry, my phone just went out.
Mm-hmm.
My apologies. It goes dark sometimes.
Okay, don't worry.
Ripple and Swift. In a tip, Maloney announced that Ripple is now integrated into Swift through EastNet's payment safe, allowing XRP to move seamlessly across the network. Ripple's integration with Swift can potentially streamline foreign currency exchange by enabling faster, more cost-effective cross-border transactions by eliminating the need for multiple intermediaries, allowing direct transfers between financial institutions using Ripple's XRP cryptocurrency as a bridge currency to convert between different fiat currencies quickly and efficiently.
Boom. Ripple's integration with Swift can potentially streamline foreign currency exchanges by enabling faster, more effective, cost-effective cross-border transactions. That's exchanges, folks. Not only is it exchanges, but this allows the DINAR to move instantly at their customs because they're connecting their customs. It allows DINAR to be converted instantly at their ports because they've done that. And it allows DINAR to move globally throughout the global banking system because they've done it at their banks. And Iraq is already partnered with Ripple. We're going to get into that in a few weeks for a major announcement. Let's go into how it works, young lady.
You got me excited. How it works. Sending money. When a user wants to send money in one currency to another country, their bank converts the funds into XRP.
Boom. When a user wants to send money in one currency to another country, their bank converts the funds into XRP. Here we have Ripple. Folks, Swift is the foundation of our banking system. Here, the traditional banking system. Ripple is the new digital asset banking system that President Trump is getting regulations for. I'm going to repeat that again. Swift is the old system. Ripple is the new. I'm going to repeat this differently. Swift is the old fiat system. Ripple is the new digital asset system. And here you have the conversion of the two, whereas Swift already is in every bank. It has the foundation. Ripple through ISO 222, majority of all banks around the world are already compliant. Some still haven't just yet, but they integrate with Ripple instantly. Ripple's in every bank around the world. What that means, every currency around the world will instantly be exchanged. So you have Ripple integrating with Swift. Iraq is already connected with, and don't forget, Ripple is the parent company for XRP. We just read to you XRP in Vietnam's banking system. We just read XRP connected at Iraq's customs. Iraq is already connected with Ripple in their banking system. Are you connecting the dots?
Mm-hmm.
You can continue transferring on Ripple network and go down, and we're going to wrap it up.
Transferring on Ripple network. The XRP is then transferred across the Ripple network to the recipient's bank directly. Receiving money, the recipient's bank then converts the XRP back into the desired local currency. While Ripple has the potential to significantly improve cross-border payments, regulatory hurdles and adoption by major banks remain key challenges. Currently, Ripple is seen as a complementary system to SWIFT, potentially used for specific high-value or time-sensitive transactions.
Boom. Ripple is seen as a complementary system. So they will run in parallel. Ripple and Swift will be in parallel, but in conjunction, potentially as a complementary system. Folks, this is where we are seeing how the world's bridge currency, XRP, through its parent company Ripple. Remember, this is digital assets. Whenever you see anything coming out, whether it's from the Trump administration, whether it's from the finance committees, whether it's from the SEC, the Commodities Future Trade Commission, anything related to XRP and Ripple, this is digital assets. This is the new banking system. This is the golden age that President Trump is talking about. I hope you all picking up what we're putting down. Does this all make sense to you, Peculiar Ram?
It does. It absolutely does. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Wiley, did you want to ask or chime in, add anything?
No, I'm good.
Good to go?
Yeah, great synopsis tonight, Peculiar Ram.
Thank you. Thank you,
And
Uncle Wally.
and if anyone has got any bruises from the knuckles thrown at the weasel, it was all intentional and no apologies at all. Don't come after our people. Come in peace or leave in pieces. Everyone have a good night. We love you.
Good
Ciao.
night.
Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.